God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My child, listen to me carefully, for these words that come to you are not the result of chance, nor the echo of a tired mind. They are the breath of my Spirit touching your inner being. I tell you, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. I saw the battles that surrounded you on every side. I saw the weight that rested upon your shoulders. I saw the exhaustion that ran through your body and your soul. Do you feel ready for a deep change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and the blessings that I have already prepared for you. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you wish to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, click the link pinned in the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with my presence in your life. I saw when your thoughts grew heavy, when your heart searched for meaning, when the silence spoke louder than what you felt able to endure. I saw when you asked yourself if it was still worth continuing. But I kept you standing. I held you when you no longer had the strength to hold yourself. Do not underestimate the resilience you carry. It is not the result of chance, but the flame I placed inside you before you were even born. Every tear of yours was counted, every long night was witnessed by me. And now I tell you, the time has come to reveal what I built in secret, matured in silence, and refined through pain. Breathe. Your season is changing. I am here. Comment, I am waiting on God, ready to receive His blessings. You kept moving forward even when everything inside you screamed to stop, when every step felt too heavy, when hope seemed distant. And that silent faithfulness, that almost invisible perseverance, was the altar where your healing began. It was not on the day the pain ended, but on the day you chose to continue despite it, when you decided not to give up on yourself. I was there, even when the world did not applaud you, when no one recognized the battle you were fighting inside, when you cried with no witnesses and fought with no audience. Heaven saw. Heaven recorded. Your strength was not in the shout, but in the deep breath of someone who chooses to live one more day even without understanding how. And now, my child, I am beginning to move the pieces around you. Small changes will come first, subtle like the morning breeze, a relief in your chest where there used to be weight, a memory that no longer hurts the same way, a smile that appears without effort, a peace that approaches slowly, but steadily. None of this will be coincidence, for I do not work in noise, I work in essence, in the root, in the invisible that sustains everything. Do not worry if the world does not understand what I am doing in you. What is intimate between us does not need explanation, only surrender. Breathe, my child. The new beginning has already started within you. Comment, I trust in God, who sees and cares for my heart. My child, I tell you, what once seemed like ashes still holds living seeds. To those who mourn, I will give a crown of beauty instead of ashes. the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of heaviness. Isaiah chapter 61 verse 3. You carried the weight of what was lost, believing some parts of your heart would never be restored, as if something had been destroyed forever. But I am the God who calls into existence what seemed dead, the God who resurrects, who restores, who rebuilds what was broken with greater beauty than before. Do not fear what was taken, for nothing was removed without something greater being prepared. The ground watered with your tears was not wasted, it became fertile. The pain you endured was not meaningless, it became depth, compassion, understanding, and strength. And now, I say, the time of late blooming begins, the very bloom the enemy tried so hard to prevent, the one many believed would never come. And yet, you are here, standing, breathing, living, shaped, matured, prepared. What is coming will not be small, nor fragile, nor temporary. It will be abundant, solid, and beautiful. Wait, my child. What I am about to reveal will be greater than you imagined. I am with you. Comment, I trust in God, who cares for me and never abandons me. Sometimes the process was so deep that you even forgot what joy felt like, what it was like to smile without effort, to breathe without heaviness, to wake up without that invisible knot in your chest. But I tell you, joy is returning. Not artificial joy, not joy that depends on results, praise, or circumstances, but the joy that is born from the certainty that I dwell in you. The joy that lights up even in silence, that remains even on cloudy days, that blooms even when nothing external seems to have changed. The joy that cannot be explained, but is recognized by the soul. For I did not come only to lighten your pain, I came to restore your identity. You are not what others said when the world was too heavy for you. You are not your mistakes, your falls, your weaknesses, your losses, or the unfair labels placed upon you. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. I am rebuilding your story piece by piece, with care and purpose, and along with it, I am restoring what was spoken about you. There were those who watched you from a distance and judged you without trying to understand the depth of your pain. There were those who interpreted you by the surface, not by the journey you carried within your chest. Many only saw the moment of your fall, but I saw the weight you were holding long before it. I understood what even you could not explain. I did not allow you to be defined by your worst days, because I have known you since the womb. Now, I move the pieces of the scenery in your favor. Not for pride, not to prove something to the world, but to reveal my power in your life. Those who diminished you will witness what I am building. Those who did not believe will see transformation, not speeches. Your story will become a living testimony. Your scar will not be shame, it will be a seal of victory. That which once hurt you will now become a tool to heal others. I am raising your life upon new foundations, deep and unshakable. Do not fear the eyes of others, my voice alone defines who you are. Who began a good work in you is faithful to complete it. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6. My child, do not fear the path through which I am guiding you. There are days when your heart feels too sensitive, fragile, and you think that this is weakness, but in truth, it is the sign of refinement. I am shaping your inner structure so that you will be able to sustain everything I have prepared. I am sharpening your discernment so that you will recognize my voice without doubt, without confusion, without fear. What once left you uncertain will soon be as clear as the dawn. Do not worry if the process feels slow. Every strong foundation requires time. You are not moving backward, you are growing roots. I am removing what caused you to stumble, healing places you hid even from yourself, reorganizing your emotions, restoring your capacity to trust. Soon, you will look back and understand the purpose in every silence, every waiting period, every tear. Your sensitivity will no longer be pain, it will be direction. Your surrender will no longer be fear, it will be strength. I am completing what I began. And I never leave anything unfinished. I trust in God's love, He is my refuge. When I say that I am with you, it is not merely poetic or symbolic, it is a deep spiritual truth. My presence surrounds your mind when your thoughts try to run in every direction, and I rest inside your heart when anxiety tries to take hold. You are not experiencing just a beautiful emotional moment, you are walking through a true spiritual transformation. I am reorganizing inner layers, dissolving old weights, clarifying your perception, softening your wounds. You will notice gradual but real changes, your rest will become lighter, your breathing deeper, your gaze steadier. The colors of life that once seemed faded will regain their brightness. I am restoring your ability to hope without fearing the loss of hope. I walk beside you not as someone distant, but as the one who strengthens you from within. Every step you take, I take too. Every thought that realigns with peace, I am there activating. And all of this will unfold not all at once, but naturally, gently, continuously. One day you will rise and realize the weight is no longer there. I am renewing you in mind, soul, and spirit, and you will know. I trust in God's love, He is my refuge. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 30 verse 5. And morning has already begun. Your eyes may still be adjusting to the light, your soul may still be learning how to move without the pain that seemed permanent. But the night has passed. I was with you when you cried in silence, when no one knew what you were facing. I gathered each tear, not as signs of defeat, but as seeds of a new season. The joy that rises now is not fragile like the joy the world gives, it is deep, steady, rooted in me. It will not be stolen by circumstances. It will not depend on outcomes, numbers, approval, or human promises. It will come from within, from the certainty that I am with you, guiding each step. You will learn to walk by faith, not by what your eyes see. You will learn to trust even when you do not understand. And in that trust, your soul will find rest. The darkness is gone. New life is blooming. Breathe. Receive. Live. Now, child, take the next step, not with anxious haste, but with quiet, steady confidence. What lies ahead of you is not uncertainty, it is promise. I have already aligned divine connections, open doors, meaningful encounters, healing, and answers. You are no longer someone merely surviving storms. You are someone who carries fire in the spirit. You were trained in silence, shaped in the valley, purified through pain, and now your heart carries authority that does not come from strength, but from surrender. You will speak and hearts will feel warmth. You will pray and lives will be restored. You will love and souls will be healed. Because what I do in you does not end in you, it flows outward. You are a witness of my love. This is the beginning of a new season. Do not look back. Walk calmly, yet walk. I remain with you today, tomorrow, and always. You will learn to recognize the quiet voice of my spirit even in the midst of the world's endless noise. What once felt like distant whispers will become familiar guidance. Your prayer will no longer be you speaking into the air, hoping someone hears. It will become a conversation, a shared breath between you and me. You will begin to notice my presence in the ordinary, in the timing of a word, in the softness of a moment, in the tug of your heart toward stillness. This intimacy is not forged in haste. It grows in the sacred practice of pausing, of stepping away from the chaos to sit in silence with me. In those quiet spaces, where the world cannot intrude, my peace becomes tangible and my voice becomes clear. You will look back and realize that every moment of confusion was preparing you to desire that peace, that every season of noise was necessary for you to learn the value of silence with me. And in that silence, I shape you. I reform your thoughts, I cleanse your spirit, I strengthen your heart. I mold you not into who the world wants you to be, but into the reflection of my own nature. This is where transformation begins, not with loud revelation, but with the softness of my presence resting upon you like morning light breaking through the dawn. What you are living now is not only for your sake. The testimony that will emerge from this chapter will become a beacon for others who are walking through shadows like the ones you walked through. You will not need grand speeches or carefully arranged words. Your life itself, healed, restored, awakened, will speak with the authority that only comes from having survived what was meant to destroy you. The authenticity of one who has been broken in the hands of God carries more power than the eloquence of one who has never been tested. There are hearts waiting to hear the truth that will flow from your story. There are souls that will breathe again because they see that you did not die in the darkness. Your vulnerability, once used as a weapon against you, will become a channel of my glory. The very cracks in your soul will become windows through which my light shines. Do not be ashamed of your scars. They are evidence of where I touched you, where I held you, where I did not let go. They are proof that grace is not a concept but a force that reshapes reality. Your healing is not merely personal, it is generational. Your endurance has opened a path for miracles that will extend beyond your own life. What the enemy tried to imprison has already been released. What he tried to delay has already been set into motion. The shifting has already begun, even if your eyes have not yet seen the full manifestation. The atmosphere around you has changed. The ground beneath you has been restructured. What once seemed immovable has begun to move. I have reordered the seasons. I have called forth what was dormant. You have stepped into a new chapter not because you forced it, but because I have declared it. Do not measure the new season by how it feels in the beginning. A new dawn sometimes looks like darkness before the sun breaks. Trust what I am doing before you see what I am doing. You thought this moment was simply another step, but I knew it was a turning point. I have been guiding you toward this awakening. You needed to remember who you are. More importantly, you needed to remember who I am. I am not distant. I am not passive. I am not a silent observer. I am the one who walks beside you in the valley. I am the one who enters the fire with you. I am the one who stands on the battlefield before you even pick up your sword. Your story was never left to chance. Those who conspired against you did not account for my intervention. Those who spoke against you did not understand who was standing with you. I expose what is hidden. I dismantle what is planned in secrecy. I overturn what was built to harm you. The schemes of the enemy are undone not by your effort, but by my presence. Your adversaries draw their weapons, but I rise. They whisper in shadows, but I speak in light. They attempt to trap you, but I give you wings to rise above their snares. Raise your head, for the time of fulfillment is approaching. What I spoke over you when no one else believed, when even you doubted, was written in eternal ink. There were words released over your life in moments you barely remember, in quiet prayers, in unexpected blessings, in the tears of someone who interceded for you without ever knowing your face. Every promise I plant remains alive. Nothing I speak returns void. And now I breathe upon those promises. They are awakening. They are unfolding. They are blooming in the unseen before manifesting in the visible. Their fulfillment will not surprise me. I have known this moment from the beginning. It may surprise you, but only because your eyes have been trained to expect delay. I am restoring your house. I am breathing life into places where laughter had been silent. I am dissolving the heaviness that clung to your walls. Where conflict lived, peace is returning. Where doors were closed, new paths are opening. Rooms that felt dark will be filled with light. Conversations that were lost will find their way back to tenderness. Even those who seem far from me are being touched because of your faithfulness. Your prayers have not been ignored, they have been building altars in the unseen. Your tears have not fallen to the ground, they have watered the seeds of restoration. I am not only healing you, I am healing your lineage. Your children will see what you never saw. They will stand on ground you broke open with your suffering. Where there were patterns of pain, there will now be testimonies of joy. Where trauma tried to pass from generation to generation, I am cutting it off through you. You are the place where the cycle ends. You are the threshold between what once was and what now will be. What was a burden for your ancestors will be a blessing for those who come after you. Do not fear the healing I am bringing to your body. I know the places where pain hides. I know the root of every imbalance. I know the silent exhaustion you carry. I am touching you even now. I calm inflammation. I restore the nervous system. I clear the fog from your mind. I loosen the weight that has been pressing on your chest. I release the tightness in your throat. I silence the anxiety that has taken too much space in your nights. Your body is a sanctuary, and where my spirit dwells, wellness begins. You will rest again. You will breathe freely again. Strength will rise within you like fresh air filling your lungs. You will feel life returning to places that felt numb. Nothing in you is beyond repair. Nothing in you is too damaged for my hands. I do not merely fix, I renew. I do not merely soothe, I restore. I do not merely comfort, I resurrect. Your mind will be free. The voice of shame will no longer govern your decisions. The voice of fear will no longer dictate your steps. The voice of anxiety will no longer drown out your hope. A greater voice now speaks within you, the voice of my spirit. It is steady, gentle, unwavering. Let that voice rise above the others. Let it remind you who you are, who you belong to, and what has already been broken in your favor. You are not who the past says you are. You are not the product of wounds. You are not destined to repeat cycles that once held you captive. You are reborn in me, reshaped by my love, strengthened by my presence. You are stepping into a life that reflects my glory, not your failures. You are stepping into peace that does not depend on circumstance. You are stepping into identity that cannot be shaken. I am not just healing you. I am establishing you. And what I establish cannot be undone. Listen to my voice, beloved, for I speak to the deepest places within you, the places no one sees, the places you have tried to silence, the places where you stored the tears you didn't know how to express. I have walked with you through nights where the world believed you were strong, yet inside you were holding yourself together by a thread. I have seen every moment where you questioned your own worth, wondering if the silence was abandonment. But understand this, my silence is never the absence of my presence. I speak even when the world is unaware. I move even when you cannot perceive the shifts. I was beside you when you believed you were alone. I stood with you in the rooms where your voice trembled and your hope felt small. And now I speak to you with clarity. The season of wandering has reached its conclusion. I am calling forth connections that nourish, not connections that drain. I am removing those who walked beside you for convenience, and I am bringing those who walk with you because they are aligned to your purpose. You are entering a time where your companionship will reflect your calling. You will know the difference between those who only saw your need and those who see your anointing. You will not walk alone anymore, not because you cannot bear solitude, but because I have declared over you a time of divine fellowship. You believed that some dreams had died. You folded pages of visions you once carried with joy because disappointment convinced you that the time had passed. But I say to you now, my timing is not bound by the measure of days or years. I awaken what was placed inside you long before the wounds came. I breathe life into what you thought was forgotten. There are songs inside you that have not yet been sung, words that have not yet been spoken, works that have not yet been completed. Do not call finished what I have only preserved. You will flourish in spaces where others saw only ruins. You will shine in places where the world predicted your collapse. I am turning the very ground that wounded you into the soil that sustains you. The tears you cried watered the seeds of your future. You did not break, they softened you, and in that softness I plant miracles. The place where you hurt the most will become the place where your testimony rises with the greatest strength. What once felt like the end was merely the preparation of your beginning, for I make gardens bloom in wastelands, and I bring rivers through deserts. What was closed will open. What was heavy will lift. What felt lost will be restored, not in the same form, but in a greater one. From this moment forward, the weapons formed against you will not prosper, not because they cease to exist, but because you have risen above the level where they can reach you. I have given your spirit a resilience that the darkness cannot interpret. The enemy did not expect you to endure. He used sorrow to weaken you, fear to silence you, confusion to scatter you. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still seeking me. That alone is victory. I honor the one who has wrestled in the night and still chooses to lift their eyes to me in the morning. Your voice will carry power now, not the power of volume, but the power of truth spoken from the furnace. Your hands will hold what once felt unreachable because I have strengthened them. Your name will be spoken with respect because you have remained upright even when the weight of the world pressed down. And your home will no longer echo the cries of your suffering. It will be known as a sanctuary of my glory. Those who once witnessed your sorrow will now witness your restoration. And those who attempted to harm you will understand that to touch you is to contend with me, for I am your defender, your shield, your justice, and the one who goes before you. You have considered yourself small at times, as though your presence shifts nothing. But I tell you now, the atmosphere changes when you enter a place. Not because of your strength, but because of mine resting upon you. The trials you walked through did not weaken you, they refined your discernment. You hear me more clearly now. You recognize deception more quickly. You see beyond surface appearances. You do not cling to what harms you anymore. This is maturity that was forged, not given. And now, I send you with authority, not merely freed, but established. I did not deliver you from the pit so you could merely speak of survival. I delivered you so you could carry deliverance to others. You will become a voice to those still trapped in the dark. You will speak life into the weary, clarity into the lost, strength into the discouraged. Your testimony is not a record of suffering, it is a declaration of resurrection. Where you once trembled, you will now stand. Where you once felt silenced, you will now speak. And where you once felt unseen, you will now shine with a radiance not your own, but mine. Understand this, the battles you faced were not punishments, they were preparation. I used the rejection to sharpen your sensitivity. I used the scarcity to deepen your dependence. I used the silence to tune your hearing. And I used the struggle to reveal your foundation. You did not collapse. You did not surrender. Even when your faith was small, it held. Even when your steps were slow, you continued. And in that endurance, I see honor. The accuser believed your breaking would be permanent. The shadow expected your heart to close. But instead, you emerged more compassionate, more open, more receptive to my spirit. This is transformation. This is maturity. This is the unveiling of the one I have called. You are no longer a wounded soul searching for belonging, you are a bearer of my presence. A carrier of my fire. A vessel of my glory. Now go, walk forward without hesitation. What was a battlefield is now a territory. What was a wound is now a testimony. What was a valley is now a foundation. You will not return to who you were, not spiritually, not emotionally, not financially, not in identity. The page has turned. The season shifted. The mantle has been placed. You are my beloved, and I am with you in every step. Where you go, grace will follow. Where you speak, truth will break chains. Where you stand, heaven will stand with you. This is your time, not because you forced it, but because I have declared it. Move with courage. Move with peace. Move with fire in your spirit and gentleness in your heart. You are ready. And the world is about to witness what I have built inside you in secret. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.